the Milwaukee Bucks, even with a title, have been the most disappointing team in the NBA the past 5 years. Do you concur?
Great moments in history have begun with a question.
To be or not to be, that is the question.
What came first, the chicken or the egg?
Was it over when the Germans bombed Pearl Harbor?
And what kind of hair product does Mitch Moss use? But Follow the Money wants to know.
Do you concur? Concur with me.
What, sir?
Do you concur?
All right off the bat, let's get to it. And I know you had some interesting news yesterday. Is the NFL is too big? Do you concur?
I do, yes.
I have one direction I want to take it. You start.
So let me, and this really hit home to me yesterday, because I love the idea of the expanded playoffs in college football. I think most people do. I can't wait for that. So we are going to have on December 21st, there is going to be 3 college football playoff games that day. 3 of them. Do you know how awesome that is?
Yeah.
Well, guess what the NFL is going to do this year? According to reports, we are likely to have either a double or a triple header on the same exact day. How unnecessary is that? How over the top is that? How down your throats is that? And it's the Thursday night football. Look, I mean, this doesn't mean I hate the sport. I don't. I love it like everybody, right? It consumes my life like everybody else for 5 months, 6 months out of the year. But it's now turning into every single day. I hate Thursday night football. I can't. The league should eliminate Thursday night football.
Wow.
It's too much. Now we're going to have Christmas Day games on a Wednesday. Awful job by the league. Stupid. You're forcing this again. You should not be playing football games every single day of the week. And we're getting to that point. What's the problem in major? Remember, we have, for those of you who are younger here, 30, 35, below that, you don't remember this, but there was a time when Major League Baseball was the king. It was humongous. What's been the problem now for too long? Way too many games. It's boring. It's dull. It's every day of the week. NBA's regular season. Way too long. Eventually, this is going to be a thing in the NFL, I believe, as well.
They're so popular and also arrogant that they're just going to do what they want. You shouldn't be going against a college football playoff game, and you shouldn't take away...
Absolutely not.
You shouldn't take away Christmas Day from the NBA either. They just don't care, and they're going to do what they want. And the other thing is, you're going to have to spend I think it's over $800 now to watch, if you want to watch every NFL game because of what they have their handout. Let's put a game on Netflix. Let's put a playoff game on Peacock. Let's get a game on Amazon. They're everywhere now. You have to have so many things that you have to have. And it's also where it's this mindset with, producers and TV networks, and it's just got to be NFL all the time. No, it doesn't. There's a lot going on. Like, I'm watching ESPN last night. They're showing the Ranger game. It's like, how about a little pregame? How about some little talk about the Ranger-Carolina game coming up, which you're televising, the number 1 market. It's Dan Orlovsky talking about who had a better offseason, the Ravens or the Chiefs.
Yeah. And I'm
it's early May. Come on.
Yeah, and I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong in this. Maybe the groupthink here outweighs what I'm about to say. I can't imagine there's a scenario across the country where we have to listen to and hear stuff about the Jets and the Cowboys 365 days of the year.
Right.
There's no way that's possible. It does not exist.
I refuse to believe sports fans and the viewing public wants that. Especially when it's not even football season.
It's every day of the year.
Yes.
There is no new angle there with those 2 teams. Now, if you want to talk about it every day with other teams involved, that's great. But you can't just pick those 2 teams because it's a number 1 market. And it's the, America's team. Are you a big fan of Thursday night football?
I like it, yeah. But that's okay.
The games have been piss poor for a long, long time, but they are, on top of everything else, I'm not a big. You want to do anything else with your life from Thanksgiving until President's Day? Good luck.
Yeah.
Right? That's a long stretch where it's just nothing but football.
Mm-hmm. Caitlin Clark to win MVP is a horrible bet. Horrible value. Do you concur?
Totally agree. I do concur with that. You cannot bet Caitlin Clark at the current price. Now, I think she opened around 20-1, but I will remind you again, 1 rookie in the WNBA ever has won the award. That was Candace Parker many years ago. She averaged, I think, 20 a game. She was worth like 7+ win shares. At this number right now, even if she wins, it's a bad bet because the number is terrible.
Yes.
You can't bet her to win it. Now,
I'm rooting for her, but I don't.
No, of course.
You would think, I don't know, you'd think she's going to struggle. And these girls are going to be out to set the tone and send a message early on. Is she just going to come in and dominate? But that's why it's so fascinating tonight and moving forward to see what it looks like.
Sure. Watching the playoffs in the NBA every night, specifically the Eastern Conference, made me think of this yesterday. Because when you stop and think about it, Paulie, the Milwaukee Bucks, even with a title, have been the most disappointing team in the NBA the past 5 years. Do you concur?
Okay, I'll put them ahead of the Sixers.
Well, who else is good in the Eastern Conference?
The Sixers couldn't even make a conference final, but that's okay. To your point, though, while I concur, look how they won the title. That was the year everyone got hurt.
Yeah, but that happens almost every year in the NBA.
I take umbrage with what people are saying about this. Oh, it's such an easy path for the Celtics. But that Milwaukee team, you faced the Nets, but Kyrie and Harden got hurt. You faced the Hawks, and Trae Young got hurt. And then that was the year Anthony Davis got hurt. And I think the Lakers were going to beat the Suns. They were up 2-1, and Anthony Davis got hurt, and then Kawhi got hurt.
Yeah, but you know what's happened since then? The Bucks players have been hurt a lot. And on top, this path for Boston is all-timer. And that's what I'm saying, though. The Bucks, they bow out early, with the exception of the title year, almost every single season.
Blowing it against Toronto was also bad.
Terrible.
That team was awesome. And won game 2 by 30 points.
Yeah.
I'll agree with you there.
Charles Barkley is right. I can't stand it that every basketball player has to be compared to somebody else. Do you concur? The Anthony Edwards, Michael Jordan stuff. I'm glad that Edwards actually had the common sense to say, can we stop this earlier in the week?
Well,
it's every single time with every single new player comes into the league.
That's a tough one. I see his point a little bit, but I didn't think it was over the top. They weren't saying he's like his. It was just saying like his game kind of resembles what he was doing in the run that he's on, and like, get on my back, I'll carry you. I don't think anyone was saying, okay, he's going to win 6 titles, whatever. But
it's not just with him though. It's watch what's going to happen with the draft that we have coming up. First of all, again, everybody calling it weak. I disagree. I think there's some really good talent in the draft. But every single player will be compared. Like Dalton Knecht will be compared to who? Larry Bird? Because he's another really good white guy?
Well, that bothers me, right, when they do that.
It's so lazy, it's incredible.
Yeah, that is lazy. But people want to do that. Like, who do he reminds you of? What game does he? Who could he be like? What's the comp for an NBA player, the kid coming out of college? Who does this guy remind you of? That's just how it goes.
Who's the first person to compare Reed Shepherd to Rex Chapman?
That'll happen.
40 years ago, went to Kentucky, short white guys who can jump like crazy. Yeah. It's just like, oh my God, that's the best you can do.
Okay, so MVP, how about Rookie of the Year? WNBA Rookie, the field at plus 450 is not worth betting. Do you concur?
I don't think it is.
Really?
I don't think it is.
Plus 450, I get everyone else?
I went back and listened again to some of our stuff from last summer after the NBA draft. And we said on the air that we think betting the field against Wemby was a good idea.
Well, I thought it was an injury concern, though.
Well, and they had to play 65 games was the thought back then, too.
Yep.
So if she plays the whole year, Caitlin Clark, I think, is going to win the Rookie of the Year. There's a lot of good talent that came into the league this season.
Yes.
But even if she averages 16 a game with 5 rebounds and 7 assists, and they go up in their playoff team, she's probably going to win the award.
I think I saw it was Reese 9-1, something like that.
Yeah.
It could be higher. What do you think? I think she'll be a stat stuffer with a lot of rebounds and
block
assists.
shots.
But she's on a. Their win total's 12.5 though. So how many games are they going to win? That's a tough one.
You bet it over, yes.
Huh?
You bet it over.
Yes, I know. But I'm talking about. I'm taking the case for Reese though.
Yeah.
Or Cordasco maybe could win it. So
Brink from Stanford's really, really good.
Yeah, right. Is she on LA though?
Yeah, the 9.5 is the win total.
Oh yeah. So that's. You're really going to have to put up big numbers.
I'm saying barring injury, if Caitlin Clark, and it's a 40-game season, if she plays 35 or more games, it's her award.
Quickly. So we touched on this last week, but I didn't really add Game of Thrones that time. Now I have an example because you texted me. How much would you pay to watch the final 2 episodes of The Jinx right now? Robert Durst gets on the stand in the next episode.
Because I'm now fully caught up, I would pay, what's a fair number? I just wanted to watch the rest of the show so badly yesterday.
Sure.
Hundreds of dollars. Just give it to me right now.
$500?
Maybe.
Pay-per-view?
Yeah.
$4.99.
I would probably pay it because the show is so good.
Yeah.